Howdy y'all. Thought I'd do a quick video this morning about how to set up your reel mower. The way a reel mower cuts grass is you've got two parts basically. You've got your reel with the blades and you've got your cutter bar. The reel will spin and it moves along the edge of the cutter bar, creates a scissors action and snips the grass. Now this, what I'm talking about, applies to my brand. Some of the brands are different, but when I say I'm going to talk about how to adjust your reel mower, I'm talking about setting how close the cutter bar is to the blades. Now I truly believe that 95% of the problems people have with these machines is either because it's not adjusted properly or because it's not sharp. If you set your cutter bar too close to the blade, there will be a lot of friction and you will be very hard to push. If you set it too far away from the blade, then it will not cut grass at all. So to adjust the position of the cutter bar, you've got 4 bolts, 2 on each side. The bolts closest to the reel move the cutter bar away from the blades. The bolts furthest from the reel make the cutter bar closer to the blades. Now the real trick in this is that these bolts have to be moved just the tiniest fraction of a turn. You know, the instruction manual says that 1/16 of a turn is a major adjustment, and they are absolutely right. The first time I ever tried to do this, I sat out here and I played with this thing for close to an hour, just trying to figure out just how to turn it. And you'll notice these bolts have slots for screwdrivers. I would highly recommend not using a screwdriver. I got out, an 11mm socket and my ratchet driver. That works really well. A whole lot easier to control for these tiny little movements than a screwdriver. So to move the cutter bar away from the blades, first you need to loosen this one, both of these, just a tiny hair. Then you tighten these the same amount that you loosen these. To move the cutter bar closer to the blades, you loosen these first, and then you tighten these the same amount that you loosen. So kind of goes back and forth there, like you can see. Now, how tight you want your cutter bar is a little bit of a matter of personal preference. Great States American will tell you, that you want to put a piece of paper in there and you want it to be able to cleanly snip the paper. I keep mine so loose that it will not snip paper, but it cuts grass just fine. One of the other tricks to this is that you want the blade, or the cutter bar, you want the cutter bar to be straight across. Otherwise you might get it to where it cuts on one side of the cutter bar, but it doesn't cut on the other side of the cutter bar. So, like I said, it's sort of difficult just because you've got to learn how to make these tiny little corrections in the bolts, but it's really not all that hard. So hope y'all are well. We'll see you next time. Bye.